You need to make your dreams bigger than your dreams. And what do I mean by that? You need to make your dreams bigger than you. Your dreams and your goals, you have it at 10K a month, make it 100K a month. And you know why? Because once you get there, you will get complacent. And what is complacency? You see people that are making $5 million a month and they don't want to make any more. For you, when you see that, you're like, oh wow, they can get like 5 Ferraris, but they can't buy as many houses as they want. They can't buy a private jet because that's $20 million or something like that, right? And people from the outside are like, most people won't get to $5 million a month, but say a lower figure, most people will be like, yeah, you're making that, but if you had more, look at what you could do with that. You know, you could literally solve world hunger. But the thing is, when you have a goal in your mind and you reach that goal, you will stop because you become complacent. So even if your goal really is 10K a month, don't tell yourself that it's 10K a month. Like, think of it as your short-term goal, right? So it's small enough to the point where you can actually achieve it and you won't get analysis paralysis, so you won't get overwhelmed by that figure. But once you do hit it, and you will, trust me, you will, if you put in the work, you will get there. Once you hit it, you won't get complacent because 10K was never your goal. 100K was, 1 million was, 5 mil a month was. And this is not only relevant to this industry, not relevant to entrepreneurship or business only. It's something that shows in daily life with people that are in things that aren't even related. You know, you don't want to go to college, I don't want to go to college. And there's a multitude of reasons for that. You know, people go to college and they don't learn a skill. You need to learn a high income skill to make a high income, and you need to know a skill. But college doesn't always teach that, right? You know, you're learning theory, you're not learning the skill, the hands-on, the applicable version of it. And that's the problem. And even if you do learn a skill, say you learn video editing, which I don't think that's something you learn, you don't learn the skill of making money, because making money itself is a skill. You may know how to edit videos, and that is a high income skill, but so what if you know how to edit videos? Just because you edit a video doesn't mean you're going to make even $1. Making money itself is a skill. You can know how to sell, you can know how to do this and that, you can know how to run a business, you can know it, but knowing it isn't enough. You can know how to edit, and say you know how to, meaning the theory. You can actually go on your laptop, go on DaVinci, go on Premiere Pro, and you can edit, but that doesn't mean you're going to make money. Making money itself is a separate skill. You know, you need to do outreach, you need to do marketing, you need to do sales. And so that sounds like it's a compilation of skills, and that is what making money is. The skill of making money is the compilation of these skills combined that allow you to monetize your skill. And that's what's never taught, no matter where you go, right? And even in trade school, I would say in this economy, trade school is the better option compared to college. Even if it's less prestigious, you're actually learning a skill, whereas in college, you don't technically learn a skill. But even then, I mean, I don't know what organizations they have affiliated, but you still have to go and get work. You still have to go and knock door to door and get someone to want to pay for your services. And that's what we're not taught. But that's besides the point, right? People go to college, they go to prestigious colleges, and that was their whole goal. I'm talking about complacency again. Ever since middle school or high school, whatever, they wanted to go to this college. Then they actually got there. Good for you, bro. Praise God, like you got there. That was their goal. So once they're there, they become complacent. And actually, that's not the worst part, believe it or not. Because complacency will not get you far. Once you get to college, that doesn't mean you'll have a good life, doesn't mean you'll have the income that you need to even survive. But the worst part is that you lose your purpose. You lose who you are, because that was your entire identity. So once you make it, not only will you not do anything with, you had so much drive, you had so much work ethic and ambition and consistency and discipline to get there, And not only will that cease when you get there, you also lose yourself because your identity was tied to that, and it cannot be. I've firsthand heard someone say, "Oh, now that I'm done with college," they went to a prestigious college, a named college. Once they finished, they said, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so sad. Now I can't tell people I go to college." And this person, at every gathering, at any chance they got, they would be like, "I go here. I go to this university. I go to this school." And they would get so much validation from it. And that's the trap. You're relying on someone else's perception, and you're relying on someone else's words to give you happiness and you need your validation from other people. But the point is, you can need validation. A lot of people, they go through a certain childhood where they need validation, but try to channel it to you being able to validate yourself. You don't need someone else, a third party, to tell you, "Oh, you're so awesome," because words are cheap. Words are so cheap. They're literally 0 cents, bro. Like, they cost nothing. Allow yourself, have confidence in yourself that when you say good job, you believe it, and you are your own validation. You can't rely on other people's validation, because once that stops, you're going to get depressed. And once you stop doing that thing that even yields that praise, you're going to shut down. And I've seen that firsthand. They're like, as much as they're like, "Oh my gosh, education is so important," and "Oh my god, everybody needs to go to college. If you don't go to college, you're not part of my family." As much as they say that, they're the same exact person saying, "Oh, now that I'm done with college, I feel so sad. Now I'm just working. Now I don't have the title. Now I can't tell people. Now I cannot flex." And that's just embarrassing. Honestly, that's so embarrassing. Your whole identity is college. What are you doing with your life? Are you even helping? You don't have the means to do anything good. Not for yourself, not for your family, not for people overseas. Where are you? If you think about it, in your whole life, what have you actually done? Because, like I said, as soon as you get there, you stop progressing. You stop striving, because your goal was just here. So once you reach it, what are you going to do? Everything you did in pursuit every single day was in pursuit of that goal right here. So once you hit it, you're lost. So that's what I'm saying. Keep your goal up here, even if it's really here. Just tell yourself it's temporary, it's a short-term goal. So once you hit there, you have more to progress, and you told yourself you would do it. You made a commitment to yourself that you would do it. So now you have to do it. And it's just, honestly, it's really, I feel like that college example is so important because it's so embarrassing, and people genuinely think like that. It doesn't even need to be in college, like the example where, "Oh, I got into a good college." People do that in so many different industries, endeavors. But the important thing for you and me is to do it in something that means something. Do it in an industry where it's meaningful, and do something with that success that helps people in the long term. And you will always hear this, but you can only go as far as your goal is for you. You can't go further than that. So what do I mean? If you work every single day to get to your goals, as it's all for you, it's all selfish, which is not necessarily bad in this situation, but you do it all for your goals and what you want to do. As soon as you fall sick, as soon as you get unmotivated, as soon as something bad happens to you, you were the only reason pushing you to make money and do things in pursuit of that. So now that you're tired, you're gonna stop, right? But say your motivation was something bigger. Say it was your family. Say it was someone else. Say it was external or something bigger. Now you can't just stop just because you feel unmotivated or tired. You have to keep going, because it's not about you. It's bigger than you. So always do something important. Always be in pursuit of something important. Don't shy. Don't think of a lower goal just because you feel small. Just because you feel small right now doesn't mean you'll stay small. Always be in pursuit of something higher. Never stop.